Welcome back to Factful Finance, where we break down the most important financial topics with clarity, depth, and a consumer-first mindset. Today, we're tackling a topic that could change the course of your financial future, especially if you're a homeowner. I'm talking about home equity release, and more specifically, why so many people regret using it. This is the first video in a 32-part series that's about to expose the hidden risks of this financial decision. Picture this: you're in your 60s or 70s, and you've worked hard to pay off your home. The kids are out of the house, and you've finally got your financial freedom. But there's one big problem: you're not sure how you're going to cover healthcare costs, daily expenses, or the occasional splurge. So you turn to home equity release or a reverse mortgage as a way to access the cash tied up in your home. At first, it sounds like a smart move. After all, why not use the value of your home to give you the peace of mind you deserve in retirement? Here's the thing: this decision could cost you more than you realize, and in some cases, it could rob you of your financial security for years to come. Let's break down what home equity release is, why so many regret it, and how to avoid falling into a financial trap. This isn't just theory. This is based on real-world statistics, case studies, and expert advice from certified financial professionals. What is home equity release? Home equity release is a financial product that allows homeowners, typically aged 55 or older, to unlock the equity in their homes. There are two main ways to do this. One, equity release schemes, or lifetime mortgages. This option allows you to borrow against the value of your home, with the loan repaid when the homeowner dies or moves into long-term care. The loan balance, plus interest, is deducted from the sale of the home after you pass away or leave the property. 2. Home reversion plans. This option allows you to sell a portion or all of your home to a provider in exchange for a lump sum of cash or a regular income stream. The drawback here is that you're selling your home at a discount, and when you pass away or move out, the provider gets the home. The appeal of these schemes is clear. They provide immediate cash that can help with retirement expenses, healthcare, or even paying down other debts. But what's often glossed over are the long-term implications that can drastically impact your financial security. Why do so many people regret home equity release? First, let's get one thing straight. It's not all bad. For some, these schemes can be a lifeline, offering access to funds when other options aren't viable. But here's the problem: the downside is steep, and it's not always fully understood by the people signing up for these deals. Let's dive into the top reasons why many homeowners regret releasing their home equity. 1. Rising debt and interest rates. Here's where it gets tricky. The loan you take out in a lifetime mortgage doesn't just sit there. It grows, and it grows fast. Interest compounds on the loan, and because you're not making regular repayments, it can easily spiral out of control. Imagine borrowing $50,000 today. If your interest rate is 5% by the time you pass away, that loan could easily double or triple in size. For example, take a hypothetical scenario with a homeowner named Greg. He takes out a lifetime mortgage of $75,000 when he's 65. At an interest rate of 5%, by the time Greg turns 85, that debt could balloon to over $200,000. Now, Greg's house is worth $400,000, so he figures no big deal. It'll still leave plenty of room for his children to inherit the home. But by the time the house is sold to pay off the debt, there's only $100,000 left, and Greg's kids are left with far less than they expected. Number 2, losing ownership of your home. With a home reversion plan, you're actually selling part of your home, often at a steep discount. So if your home is worth $300,000, you might end up selling 50% of it for just $150,000 or even less, depending on the deal. When you die, or if you move out of the property, the provider takes the full ownership of the home. Many people don't realize how much control they're giving up. Sure, it might seem like a small percentage of ownership now, but if you live for decades, that equity loss could be substantial. And don't forget, your home is your largest asset, often the foundation of your retirement planning. By selling off pieces of it, you're eroding your financial future without fully understanding the long-term costs. 3. Impact on inheritance. Home equity release schemes can have a huge impact on what you leave behind for your loved ones. In fact, the Financial Conduct Authority, FCA, reports that many people don't realise the inheritance they plan to leave behind will be severely diminished by the growing debt attached to their home. A real-world example involves Amelia. She was 70 when she took out a reverse mortgage to help cover her living expenses. The initial loan was $100,000, but by the time she passed away, the debt had ballooned to $250,000 due to high interest rates. The home, which had been worth $500,000 at the time of the loan, was sold for $300,000, leaving her children with nothing. 4. Limits on moving or downsizing. Many homeowners believe that they can simply downsize later in life if their needs change, but home equity release can make this process much more complicated. If you take out a lifetime mortgage or a home reversion plan, selling your home and moving into a smaller property could become a challenge. If you need to pay off a substantial loan balance, you might find that the proceeds from your new home are insufficient to cover your debt. 5. Lack of alternative options. Many people turn to home equity release because they think it's their only option, but that's not always the case. There are other ways to access funds in retirement, ways that don't involve risking your home's equity. For example, consider tapping into your pension pot, exploring downsizing options, or seeking professional advice on other methods to access liquidity. What can you do to protect yourself? If you're considering home equity release, take a moment to think through the long-term consequences. Here are a few steps you can take to avoid the regrets that so many have. 1. Consult a financial planner. Don't rely solely on the advice of salespeople offering home equity release plans. Seek out independent, certified financial planners, CFP, who can provide a comprehensive view of your options. 2. Consider other sources of income. Explore alternative income streams like part-time work, renting out a portion of your home, or drawing on other assets. There's no one-size-fits-all solution. 3. Look into government benefits. Many countries offer financial assistance programs for seniors. Be sure you're maximizing these before tying up your home equity. 4. Understand the full terms and costs. Never sign a contract without fully understanding how interest works, how the loan is paid back, and how much your heirs will inherit. Get everything in writing and have a trusted financial advisor go over the fine print with you. Final thoughts. Home equity release is a tempting option for many homeowners, but it's not without significant risks. For some, it's a lifeline. For others, it's a decision they deeply regret. But here's the thing. You can avoid the pitfalls by educating yourself, seeking expert advice, and exploring other options. This is just the start of our deep dive into home equity release. In the next video, we'll break down more strategies for avoiding the trap of irreversible financial decisions in retirement. If this video made you think twice about your financial plans, be sure to hit subscribe. There's so much more to uncover in this series. And if you've already experienced the impact of home equity release or have questions, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story. As always, this content is for educational purposes only. Mentioning any apps, products, or services is not an endorsement. Always consult a certified financial professional for personalized guidance. If you found this helpful, you'll want to stay tuned for the next video. It's going to be a game changer.